We're live. My name is Zane Stevens. I'm the founder of Protea Financial. Happy Tuesday. You can see it's pretty bright here. It's a nice sunny day. Really interesting fall weather that we're dealing with. Really cold in the morning, lovely days, blue skies, and then just some random rain every now and then. Super interesting. But I'm happy to be here again. Episode 10 of season 3. Really exciting. It is the episode that we're going to close the season out with. And I must say, I'm really proud of what I put out this season. Um, I probably gave it the most thought out of all 3 seasons so far. I really enjoyed talking about specific topics, sharing my thoughts and ideas, and I'm contemplating on sort of what this looks like going into next year. And is there a season 4, or does this become a weekly habit where I come through, talk about topics of interest, maybe something that I've seen on LinkedIn or another platform, a topic that's important to everybody, maybe discuss some of my favorite tech topics along the way, talk about my thoughts on running a business, talk about my thoughts of winery accounting. I'm not quite sure yet. I have some time, right? It's early November, November 7th right now. I'm going to definitely take a break, though I might do some sneaky live sessions next week. We'll see. I'm contemplating that. But I've really enjoyed being out here talking. I know I'm talking to myself all the time. I know some people are watching it afterwards, but it gives me a lot of opportunity to sort of reflect on what's going on, put my thoughts in an organized manner, and come out here and speak to all of you. So if you're interested in that, let me know. I know a couple of people have said the sound's not the greatest. I am fixing that. I just ordered a brand new microphone that I'll use going forward. So hopefully by next week, I will be in a better position to provide better quality sound. But I think, the picture is great, the location's great, and I'm sort of just sharing my thoughts. Nothing over scripted. I don't have a script. I generally come in with a single piece of paper, a few notes here and there, and my idea is just to talk and just share what's in my head. I know it's not perfect. I know at times it's a little gargled. I definitely trip over my own words, and hopefully I improve at that as we go along. But again, really proud of what I've done, and it really rolls into the next topic and the last topic that we decided to come up with, and which is talking about improving on a daily basis. And like this process of just coming up here, being live, sharing my thoughts, sharing a little bit of my heart, just telling you guys a little bit what I think. It's a constant process of improvement. I'm getting more comfortable talking to the screen, talking to a little icon of zero. I feel a little bit more confident in just sharing my ideas and knowing that I won't, I might be judged a little bit, but not too much. Nobody's coming out here and being like, you're the worst thing I've ever seen. And part of that is a process of improvement. And I think not just for accountants, but people in general, I think one of the best mindsets that you can have is that one of a constant desire to learn, a constant desire to improve. I always sort of tell my team that I focus in on the 1% better every single day. And I think people get a little bogged down on that, right? It's like, oh my gosh, that is a lot. I'm putting a lot of expectation on myself to just get better every single day. And like, yeah, it might be a little bit of pressure, but hey, they have that analogy, right? You press the rock hard enough and you get a diamond. So I think you do need a little bit of pressure to sort of become the best person of yourself, the best version of yourself. Now think about it this way. If I just focused in on improving every day, I would get better. But if I constantly just thought about improving at my job, that's when it gets tough, right? That's a lot of pressure. So the way I like to think about improving all the time is to improve on any aspect of my life. And that could be on days improving work, sometimes improving communication. It might be the way I talk in public. It might be my writing. It might be the way I react to difficult situations. Other times, it's connecting with my family side. How do I be a better father? How am I a better husband and friend? How do I better handle situations around my kids that are difficult? How do I better set them up for success and not make sure they're putting too much pressure on themselves? Could be for my role in the soccer community. How do I better react to situations? How do I respond more timelessly? How can I make improvements to make sure that the program is better for all children involved? I don't limit myself in my improvements to just work. I look at it holistically and say, what can I do today to be a better person? If you're only thinking about work all the time, you most likely will improve, but you'll neglect other parts of your life. And that might lead to a situation where you're not necessarily better off in the long run. I really, really, really hope that everybody, when they think of themselves as more than just accountants. I want you to think of yourself as a person. Think about all the areas of your life that are important to you and understand that it's important to try and improve on them all the time. Don't pigeonhole yourself in this world of, I just need to be better at work all the time. It will make my life better. Maybe. Possibly. And there's definitely be times in my life where my 100% focus is on work. But that's not who I am right now. And probably who I am right now is not who I'm going to be in a year's time either. On a consistent basis, I have to assess who I am, what's important to me, and where do I want to go in my future. And if I understand who I am and what I want to be, it will give me the information I need on areas in my life that I need to improve. I don't just think of myself as an accountant. I think myself as much more than that. I'm not just defined by my job title. I'm defined by the differences I make in other people's lives on a daily basis. I am defined by the actions and the good that I can do for others. So when I think of it in those terms, yes, improving at my job is important. Yes, finding ways to be a better accountant is great. Yes, it's important for me to be a better manager and leader for my team. Yes, it's good for me to be a better business owner and figure out ways to be more adaptable. Those are all part of me, but it's not only who I am. There's a lot more to me than just work. And I want you to think about your life in the same way and find out ways to improve all aspects of your life. Also, do not forget to find those areas that make you happy and spend time doing those things. Spend time with those people. Find positive opportunities in your life and embrace them. You are more than just an accountant. You are a person, and you'll feel so much better about yourself if you focus on work, life, friends, family, self. Find opportunities to improve all aspects of your life. Go to bed every night and say, I improved on aspect A. It will make you feel better, and it will never feel as overwhelming that I'm constantly having to improve at work. But we obviously are accountants. I am an accountant myself. This is an accounting show. So let's focus in a little bit on the accounting side, right? I think it's very important, and probably all jobs, is to understand where your strengths lie and understand where there's areas for your development and improvement. When figuring out where you want to spend time improving, you have to know where you need to improve. And it's important to take that information and work on it. Identify the area you want to improve, then identify the process to improve it. Sometimes you'll require coaching. You reach out to somebody else and be like, hey, I know you're very good at this. I need some help in this area. Can you help me? That's a great way to improve. Another way to do it is to practically improve. So either put your hand up and say, I'd really like to try this, get the guidance, get better at it, Or like, hey, I just see you finished that task. Do you mind if I take some of my own time and try it myself, and you can grade it or review it and tell me how I did? Practical improvement is always great. There's no better learning mechanism than doing. And then there's going to be cases where you're just going to have to read a book, listen to a course, attend a seminar. I try to do self-learning, listen to a podcast, listen to a training course, listen to an audiobook every single day. That's my goal. I listen to Audible every single morning. I listen to Audible on all my commutes. Generally in the morning, I'm listening to my fun stuff. I'm listening to The Era Griffin. I'm on the final book, loving it, listening to it, sharing it with my kids. It's great. But then I always have some sort of business book going as well. I listen to those, I take ideas, I'm jotting down notes, thoughts, I'm readjusting my thoughts about things in life. I try keep myself away from being single-minded in all aspects of life. I have a lot of confidence in myself, and I believe that a lot of things that I do is correct, but I got to test that on a regular basis. And the way I test my thoughts and beliefs is by listening to other people's thoughts and beliefs. And a lot of the time, I like to listen to things that are very contrary to my thought and belief. If you didn't know, we're all allowed to have different opinions. There is, in most cases, no right and wrong. There's right and wrong and good and bad, but at times there's different ways to do different things. And listening to other people's perspectives, their ways of doing things, the way that they create their lives, and using bits and pieces here and there will make you more rounded, more open-minded, and 100% will make you more adaptable. So when you're constantly looking to improve, I want you to think about not just reading a book that's going to enforce your, mindset. Look at alternative ideas as well. Taking in a bunch of different ideas, using bits and pieces of it, testing your own thoughts and beliefs will make a big difference, and it will improve you as a person. It'll make you much more open to opportunities because you won't just be closed-minded. So think about improving in a way that it's not just this little tunnel vision, like this is what I know, so let's work on that. Broaden your mindset as much as possible, especially in that self-learning, listening to podcasts, listening to audiobooks. That's a time when you should really be expanding your thought and mind. Especially if you want to be a leader, that's a really good way to come from because you're able to better understand where people come from. So the more thought process you put within it, the better you'll be able to lead others and their thoughts and mindsets. As a person, we should constantly be improving. I would love all of you to make a goal for yourself to find a way to improve a little bit every single day. Now, I know you're an accountant and you might think I'm talking about just accountancy and being a better accountant, but that's not true. You're a person and you're defined by your actions and the good that you do in this world. Understand who you are, who you want to be, and what's important to you, and find time to improve in all aspects of your life. Open your mind to multiple opinions and advice in different areas of your life to create a better rounded person. Constantly try to improve. An improving person will be a great person. I know you can do it. This is the end of season 3. I've had a great time talking to you all. Until next time.